This video and every other video on this channel is brought to you by our channel members. Join today for early access, bonus content, and more. Hey LS11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. Welcome back to All Elite Wrestling on the road to All In. We are 3 out of 8 weeks in on our road to All In down in Texas. As here comes the American Dragon, the NWA World's Champion, Bryan Danielson, to the ring. Danielson set for action here tonight. Tonight we have got the semi-finals of the AEW Championship Tournament. The semi-finals to determine who will challenge Jay White for the AEW title at All In. The American Dragon has made it to the semi-finals tonight. He is also now just 4 days away from Cyber Sunday, where he defends that title against Buddy Murphy. But Bryan Danielson tonight is going one-on-one with a former AEW World Champion in his own right. Tonight, Bryan Danielson faces off with the King in Black, the leader of the Cult of the White Witch. Tonight, Bryan Danielson battles Brody King. The former AEW World Champion making his way down to the ring. He had a hell of a matchup with Bandito recently in their first round matchup. Bryan Danielson had a great matchup in his first round just a couple of weeks ago as well. Danielson was one of the first men to advance in the tournament. Brody King advanced in the opener last week on the show. So, Brody King making his way down to the ring. Let's do this. King and Danielson one-on-one, kicking us off tonight. Here we go. Brody King swinging him around now, has him by the arm here. Brody King has Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson, though, swinging it around now. He's got the arm of Brody King. Danielson now has a hold of him here. Bryan Danielson bringing a fist in the midsection here. It's got to be hard hitting. Bryan Danielson and Brody King, known for not being ones to pull punches in this industry. As Bryan Danielson now swings around on him, has him by the head here. Brody King trying to fight out of it. Bryan Danielson, big clubbing blow to the back of the head of Brody King. Now Brody, though, he's got Bryan here pushing back on the arm. Brody King now punching Danielson in the sternum now. Bryan Danielson trying to fight back into it here. Bryan Danielson, he's got Brody King now, and Danielson punching him in the back. Brody King, though, Brody King swung around, snapped there by Bryan now, and Bryan Danielson chin lock in. And Danielson now, oh, a strike into the back of Brody King again. And Brody King now getting back up here. Brody King pulling back on the arm of Bryan now. Bryan Danielson punched in the back here. Brody King now wrenching him back towards the center of the ring. Danielson, though, floats over, taking down King. Bending back the arm now. Brody King trying to fight out of it here. Brody King clubbing blow there to the arm from Bryan now. And Bryan Danielson getting knocked back. Brody King. Forearm strike to Danielson now. And Brody King pulling him in. And choke bomb, taking him down. Gets him back up to his feet now. And Brody King pulling the American Dragon in. He's got him up. Bryan Danielson slides out of it into a chop block. It's the ropes now, and Bryan, big running elbow. And now Brody King into another choke bomb here on Danielson. Taking him down there. Brody King taking him back up to his feet here. Brody King pulling Bryan in, and oh God, pile driver. Kick out from Danielson, though. Bryan Danielson not even going to let the referee hit one. Danielson now, uppercut to Brody. And now Brody avoids the kick, grabs Danielson in a gut wrench here. Brody King, gut wrench, taking him down. Lifting him up again now, Brody King. Powerbomb to the American Dragon now into a cover here. One, kick out again from Danielson. Bryan Danielson goes out of the ring now. Brody King follows him to the outside here. Brody, no, Danielson into Poison Rana on the floor. Bryan Danielson now going after Brody King, sends him back into the ring. And now Danielson's caught. Brody King with a power slam, taking him down here. Brody getting him back up to his feet here. Brody King throws him across the ring into the corner now. Danielson starting to bring it back for himself now. Kicks at the legs. Bryan Danielson kicking away at him now repeatedly. And Bryan Danielson, roundhouse kick. Brody King is down now. And Brody King, whoa, countered Bryan Danielson. Pulls him in. Choke bomb, taking him down. Grabs a hold of him now, picking him back up to his feet here. And Brody King dumping the American Dragon out of the ring again. Danielson goes down. Brody getting him back up again now. Brody King goes for the forearm. Bryan Danielson. No, Brody King. Counter for counter here. Danielson. No, Brody. Into a massive lariat. Now King has got a hold of Danielson. Lifting him up. And power slam on the floor to Bryan. Break the count of 3 now. Bryan Danielson launched back in the ring here by Brody King. Count of 4. Brody following him back into the ring now. Brody King getting Bryan Danielson now. Danielson countering though. Bryan Danielson grabs a hold of him now, wrenching him down. Danielson into LaBelle lock. The LaBelle lock is in on Brody King. Bryan Danielson trying to tap him out here. Brody King with Bryan Danielson. Brody countering now. Brody King. Oh, what a takedown. Danielson now rolls back around, taking out the arm. Danielson now kicking away at him. Kicks him in the midsection here. Danielson with Brody King now. Of course, Danielson knocked off Samoa Joe in the first round of the tournament. Brody King knocked off Bandito. Kick him in the head there from Bryan now. And Bryan Danielson floats over into big takedown there on him. Getting him back up to his feet now. Bryan Danielson with Brody King. Referee gets caught in the crossfire. Brody King, massive Uranagi slam to Bryan. He bends back the arm and jumps on it. Holds him over now, and now Bryan Danielson is caught for gut-wrench powerbomb from Brody King into a cover for a 1, for a 2, kick out. And now Brody, no, countered by Bryan. And now Bryan, big clothesline, elbow strike, forearm. Brody King falling against the American Dragon here. Danielson went for a big kick there. Danielson's been a bit of a giant slayer. Oh my god! For the last few months, he beat Gunther at WrestleMania to become the NWA World's Champion. He beat Samoa Joe a few weeks ago. He's beat people bigger than him left and right. But this weekend, he's got Buddy Murphy coming up against him tonight. He's got to get through a man that's been one of the most destructive men in LS11 universe for the last year or so in Brody King. And now Danielson going for him. Brody King. Right hook connecting now, and Brody grabs Bryan. Lifts him up. Oh no. Gonzo bomb! Danielson down. 1, 2, no! Bryan Danielson getting the shoulders up again. Brody King now getting him back up again. And now Danielson chops him back. Danielson and King chopping away at one another. Going back and forth here are Brody King and Bryan Danielson. Danielson goes for a big shot. Brody King goes for one. Danielson, forearm strike, taking him down. Bryan Getting him back up to his feet now, and Bryan Danielson. There we go. Lighten up the chest of Brody. Roundhouse kick now from Danielson. And Bryan with another kick in the head. Brody King is down. Here we go. Looking for Busaiku knee from Danielson. Cover on Brody King. 2. No! Bryan Danielson now going up to the top rope. Brody King's back to his feet now, and Brody King shoving him off the top. Goes for a big elbow now. Countered. Bryan Danielson went for the forearm. Brody King clotheslining him again. And now Brody King dumping Danielson out of the ring here. Oh, wait a minute. The referee telling Brody not to get out of the ring here. Brody King and the referee arguing here. Brody King wants to go out after Danielson. Oh my God! Well, there's the Ring of Honor champion, Pac. And Pac, while Brody is handling the referee, Pac dropping Danielson. And logging him in a brutalizer. And well, Pac leveled Danielson with the Ring of Honor title. And Danielson's down. Bryan trying to get back into it. Brody King's caught him a second time for another Gonzo Bomb. 1, 2, 3. And with the help of the bastard Pac, Brody King will go to the finals next week to face either Swerve or Pac himself. Brody King. It was a hell of a match until Pac decided to get himself involved. And just like that, Bryan Danielson is eliminated from the AEW Championship Tournament. Brody King with the win. Right. Next order of business then. I'm not in the tournament anymore. I'm not the one going to Allin to challenge for the AEW title. So be it. AEW is my home now. I care about this place, and I refuse to let this place fall to Bullet Club the same way I watched New Japan do it years ago. Jay White and his buddies want to come in here and try and take everything over. Well, they're going to have to do that over my dead body. I don't care which one of them is. Bullet Club, your days. You want one of us? The cleaner sends his regards. Well, we're gonna have to get attention for Will Ospreay. Bullet Club sending a clear message there, but folks, it is time to find out who the next challenger to Bullet Babe B. Priestley is going to be at All In. It is a triple threat match set for one fall to determine her next challenger. As out first is Timeless Toni Storm, making her way to the ring. Toni Storm making a return here tonight. Been a little bit since we've gotten to see her here in the LS11 universe. She's one of the women not penciled in, but one of the women confirmed to be taking part in the Women's World Cup here soon in LS11 universe. In fact, when it comes to the standings for the Women's World Cup, she's gotten quite a few of you that believe she will be the woman to ultimately win it and become the LS11 Universe NWA Women's World Champion. The first women's floating title in LS11 Universe. But the next woman in this matchup, a former AEW Women's Champ in her own right. A woman with a lot of history with Bea Priestley and Toni Storm both. It is the Queen of AEW, Jamie Hayter, making her way down to the ring. Jamie Hayter has made her way down to the ring, joining the mix now. And last but not least, in this triple threat matchup, the former TBS champion, moving up in the division now, the White Witch herself. Here comes Julia Hart to the ring. Julia Hart lost her TBS title to Tekla back at Dynasty a few weeks ago, but now tonight has a chance to move her way up the card and try and go after the main AEW Women's Championship. So, without any further ado, it is Toni Storm, it is Jamie Hayter, and it is Julia Hart. Triple threat. Here we go. As Toni Storm now grabs Julia Hart, knee into the back. Bending her across the knee now is Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter, a right hook into the back now. Kick to the midsection, going to Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter coming in now. Jamie Hayter's got her. Hits her in the back of the head. Toni Storm with a forearm. And now Julia Hart with Toni into the corner. Hart grabs all of her now. Julia Hart swings her around and big neck breaker there. Jamie Hayter, though, a drop kick into the back. Grabbing her by the back now. Picking her back up to her feet here. Jamie Hayter. Right hook connecting. Taking her down into big clothesline there from Jamie. Not quite the Haterade as Toni Storm now. Headbutts her, pulling her in now. And Toni Storm. Powerbomb. Grabs a hold of her now from behind. Does Julia Hart. Who hits her with a back body drop now. Goes down now. Julia Hart ground and pound on Toni Storm. Kicking her down now. Jamie Hayter coming in. Elbow strike. Drops her there. Grabbing onto her now. Getting her back up to her feet here. Toni Storm. Forearm strike here from Jamie Hayter now. Coming in hot. Crossbody to Toni Storm. Taking her down. Julia Hart looking under the ring now. Julia Hart. Grabs a kendo stick now. Swinging it at Toni. And Toni Storm body slams Jamie Hayter. Toni Storm with a chop now to Julia Hart. Toni Storm pulling her in. Doubling her hook and suplex, taking her down. It is any woman's game. All three of these women have been champions at different points now in the LS11 universe. Julia Hart most recently was TBS champion. Jamie Hayter back in Season 5 was the AEW Women's Champion for some time. And Toni Storm back in Season 3, heading into Season 4, was the first ever TBS champion. And in Season 2 was the SmackDown Women's Champion. But this feels like a completely different person from the Toni Storm that once was champion. Now into the corner goes Jamie Hayter here. Toni Storm's caught here by Julia Hart, who slams her down. They collide now. And now Julia Hart's got a hold of her here. And Julia Hart with a knee into the back. Grabs a hold of her here. And Julia Hart now taking Toni Storm. Storm countering. Toni Knocking back Julia. Grabs a hold of her, rolls her through into a cover. Jamie Hayter breaking up the pin to make sure that it doesn't go down that way. Toni Storm's got a hold of her now, and Toni has her up, has her down. And now Julia grabbing another chair. It's all legal in a triple threat matchup. Now Toni Storm. What a running drop kick to Julia Hart. Toni Storm now getting her back up to her feet here. Toni Storm rolls her through, floats over into a DDT. Toni Storm to put away Jamie Hayter now. 1, 2, no! And Julia Hart tried to break it up, but instead landed on the face of Toni Storm, trying to steal it now over Jamie, who kicks out again. Julia Hart now with Jamie Hayter into the corner here. Julia Hart grabbing a hold of her, swings her around here. Julia grabs the leg of Jamie. Toni Storm grabbing a kendo stick now. Julia taking out the leg of Hayter now. Oh! Toni Storm cracking the kendo stick across the back of Julia Hart. Now Toni Storm, no. For a big hip attack. Jamie Hayter countering. Jamie Hayter pulls her in, gets her up, and taking her down with a brain buster on Toni Storm. Into the cover now. Julia Hart's right there for the save. And now Julia standing on one of the hands of Jamie Hayter and stomps the leg. Stomps the arm. Hits a split across the midsection of Jamie Hayter. Julia Hart now into a cover for the 1. It's saved by Toni Storm. Julia Hart now coming with a big shot. Super kick into the head. Whoa. Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter was getting sick of getting hit with those kendo sticks and dished out a shot back to Julia Hart, but now Toni Storm into a Thez press on Julia. Julia Hart is down now. Toni Storm getting her back up to her feet now, and timeless. Toni Storm suplex taking her down into a cover. 1, 2, no! Toni Storm nearly punching her ticket to All In. Jamie Hayter tries to grab her now. Toni going for Jamie now. Jamie grabs her into back body drop from Jamie Hayter to Toni Storm. Grabbed now by Julia Hart now, and Julia Hart. Jamie Hayter into Haterade! Taking out Toni Storm now. Jamie Hayter into a cover on Julia Hart. 1, 2, no! Nearly got her. Now Toni Storm dumping Jamie Hayter, or dumping Julia Hart over the top rope. Jamie Hayter now with Toni Storm for another Haterade! This time to Storm. Into a cover now on Toni. Jamie Hayter to go to All In. 2, no! Toni Storm is still in it. Toni Storm now headbutting her, pulling her in, and powerbomb, taking her down. And now Toni Storm snapping back the leg of Jamie Hayter, grabs onto Julia Hart for a big German there. And Toni Storm now grabbing one of the kendo sticks laying in the ring. Toni Storm goes for a shot with it. Big forearm strike there from Julia. And now Julia Hart. Rolling her over now. Julia Hart. Oh, wait a minute. Rings of Saturn. Rings of Saturn in. And Jamie Hayter making the save. Into a Thez press now on Julia Hart. Hayter went for that dive, and it was nearly all over because she whiffed it. And now big boot there to Julia Hart. Julia Hart now back to her feet. Into diced bread. Grabs a hold of Toni Storm now. Julia Hart body slamming Toni Storm into a cover now. Jamie Hayter making the save. Kicking midsection now. Pulls her in. Getting her back up to her feet here, and now Julia Hart. Powerbomb! Now Julia Hart, wait a minute. Hart locking in a brutal Rings of Saturn on Jamie Hayter. Julia Hart might do it. Julia Hart forces the submission. Julia Hart may have lost the TBS title a few weeks ago, but now she's going to get a shot at going for that top prize in the AEW Women's Division. Julia Hart with the win. What a win tonight, forcing the submission over Jamie Hayter. And just like that, the White Witch of LS11 Universe is heading to All In Texas. And she will challenge against Bullet Babe B. Priestley. A massive win there for Julia Hart. Allow me to beg your indulgence for a moment. I am the intellectual savior of the masses and leader of the Aaron Stevens family, Aaron Stevens. And while this is not the only time you will be seeing me this week, as I will return with my newly beloved Shayna Wayne to Ring of Honor this weekend to address my should-be protege, Nick Wayne. Tonight, I want to talk to you because you are all about to see my champions in action. Later tonight, you are going to see the international champion, Konosuke Takeshita, teaming up with the TBS champion, Tekla, the woman to my left. You will see them team up to take on a pair of want-to-be challengers rather than should-be challengers in the form of Kyle O'Reilly, the unwashed mass from that shithole known as Canada, and Athena, a woman who thinks she deserves the next match for the TBS title just because she is from the place All In is taking place. Thekla and Takeshita have earned their championships here in AEW. Takeshita sent Adam Cole packing, and Tekla exorcised the White Witch. So to all those who think they can stand up to us, you're welcome for the lesson you'll receive in that ring, courtesy of the Aaron Stevens family. Alright, folks, well, coming up next on the show, it is the other semi-final matchup for the tournament. The other semi-final match to determine who will go on to face Brody King next week on Dynamite, to go on to All In London, or All In Texas rather, for the AEW Championship. Out first, the man who walked into All In last year as the AEW World Champion, only to lose it to Will Ospreay. Here comes the realist, Swerve Strickland. So Swerve making his way to the ring, and his opponent's a man we've seen already tonight. The Ring of Honor champion, the Bastard, Pac. And as you might have heard mentioned by Aaron Stevens a moment ago, Ring of Honor returns for free this weekend, where you'll get to see Gabe Kidd versus Trent Seven. We're going to have a huge announcement from Tony Khan, AZM versus Billy Starks, and the Scapegoats of Jack Perry, Nathan Frazier, and JD McDonough versus TMDK of Duke Hansen, Shane Haste, and Mikey Nichols, as well as a few other things, including Aaron Stevens face-to-face with Nick Wayne for the first time since Death Before Dishonor, where let's just call a spade and say what happened. Aaron Stevens revealed he fucked Nick Wayne's mom. It's an actual sentence he said. Oh my god! Bryan Danielson returning fire from earlier tonight. Hitting Pac across the back of the head with the NWA title. Psycho knee from Danielson to the Bastard. Well, Pac has Pac has pulled himself back to his feet, and we're doing this. This matchup is official. Swerve and Pac. Bryan Danielson returning fire on the bastard. As Swerve just punishing the Ring of Honor champ in the early goings here. Pac trying to fight back, though, by hip-tossing him into the corner. Pac grabbing a hold of him now, and Pac with Swerve in the corner. Big forearm strike there. Pac has shown interest in the NWA World's title before. Danielson has shown interest in the Ring of Honor World title before. And it seems that Pac is just getting his revenge, or Danielson was getting his revenge, rather, for what Pac did to him earlier in the night. Returning fire. It's Pac taking down Swerve now, and Pac kicking away at him. It's going to be an uphill battle for the bastard here, and we are seeing that right now as Swerve just drops him. Another big roundhouse there. Pac getting picked back up to his feet here. Swerve throws him across the ring into the corner now. Swerve, Snapmare taking him down. Goes up to the middle rope, and big elbow across the back. Pac, though, with another big hip toss there, taking him down. Pac rolls him over into standing shooting star. And now Pac has got Swerve here. Goes for a roundhouse kick. Swerve countering. Swerve has a hold of him now, and Swerve into house call on the bastard now, and Swerve has got Pac now to the top rope with win for Swerve stomp. Pac's got him up on his shoulders now, and Pac taking him down into Brutalizer. Brutalizer locked in on Swerve now. Pac has got it locked in. Swerve trying to roll back free of it now is Swerve Strickland. Swerve knocking him back here, and Swerve, what a knee strike there to Pac. Now Pac trying to grab him here. Swerve, elbow strike knocks him back, and Swerve, another big knee strike to Pac. Now getting him back up to his feet here, and Swerve swings him around for JML Driver. Pac is defeated soundly. In controversial fashion, perhaps, but Swerve is moving on to the finals. Not to say the other side of the semifinals wasn't controversial either, but that now means next week on Dynamite, it will be Swerve Strickland and Brody King for the first time ever in a #1 contenders match to the AEW World Championship. Jay White seemingly still on his vacation, having been asked, really, seemingly as part of his deal with Shane McMahon, to not get involved in this tournament. Swerve with the win. So, we got some mixed tag action coming up next here on Dynamite. There he is, our guest of honor of the night, Champ. It's good to see ya. Yeah, John, can we get you anything? We are so thrilled to have you here tonight. You are the GOAT, the 17, 18-time world champion. You are the reason this industry has succeeded for so long. You need anything, and we mean anything, you let us know. Fucking if anything, would be better tag partners like Cage and Archer. Out of my way. He's joking, right? Yeah, he's got to be. I mean, we're great. All right, folks, it is our second to last matchup of the night. It is some tag team action, some mixed tag action. As out first, here is Kyle O'Reilly, the Violent Artist, making his way down to the ring. Kyle O'Reilly. I know, we finally updated him. He's only been wearing the same attire in these games since 2K22. I know. Someone finally released a newer mod of him I didn't have to pay for. It was great. As Kyle O'Reilly, who wants a shot at the international title at Allin, Texas, making his way down to the ring. He took out Max Caster in a matter of seconds last week on Dynamite. Now he gets a chance to actually step in the ring with the international champion here tonight in this tag matchup. And so, he teams up tonight with the fallen goddess of LS11 Universe and of AEW. Tonight, Kyle O'Reilly finds himself teaming up with Athena. So Athena making her way down to the ring. Big matchup here tonight for her. Athena and O'Reilly finding themselves taking on the Aaron Stevens family tonight. Athena, it's been a while since she's been a champion here in the LS11 Universe, all the way back to Season 2 was the last time this woman held gold. It was when she was the NXT Women's Champion briefly, around this time in Season 2. Held the title for a couple of months. So Athena and Kyle O'Reilly, two people who were in NXT around the same time as well, a few years back. And now, here come their opponents first. The AEW International Champion, Konosuke Takeshita, making his way down to the ring. Konosuke Takeshita, international title in hand. One of Aaron Stevens' earliest recruits here in AEW when he got here just a few months ago. He beat Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly's old buddy, for that title. And now the newest member of the Aaron Stevens family, at least on the AEW side of things. Here is the Toxic Spider, the TBS champion, Tekla, making her way down to the ring. So, Tekla, ready for action here tonight. Herself is Tekla. So, let's do this. Tekla and Kyle O'Reilly. So, Kyle O'Reilly going right at Takeshita here, and Kyle O'Reilly trying to show quick here why he should be the challenger at All-In for the international title. Takeshita sent in the corner. Of course, the All-In card filling up. We've got the casino gauntlets for both the men and the women. Just to give you a quick little rundown here, we got the gauntlets. We're going to have, seemingly, Kenny Omega has called out Will Ospreay for a fight with that assault from Wardlow earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Kyle O'Reilly into a knee bar now, and O'Reilly can tap out Takeshita here. Takeshita answering back. Konosuke Takeshita taken down here. We now know that Julia Hart is going to challenge for the AEW Women's World title against Bullet Babe B. Priestley. We're going to find out next week if it's going to be, Brody King or Swerve challenging for the AEW World title. We're also going to be seeing the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the AEW Tag Team titles. The Young Bucks and the Good Brothers, the only teams confirmed so far. Qualifying for those other two spots will begin next week. I've been able to confirm. As now Takeshita running the ropes here in Konosuke. Oh! Dropped by Kyle. And now Kyle O'Reilly coming in, going down in the ground and pound on Takeshita. Kicks him in the midsection now, does Kyle O'Reilly. Picking him back up to his feet now. Whoa! Aaron Stevens! And Aaron Stevens getting thrown out for what he just did. Pulling Kyle O'Reilly out of the ring. Tekla getting a cheap shot in on him as well. Oh, and a flying knee strike. And Athena taking the shots on Aaron Stevens. But Tekla now ambushing Athena as Konosuke Takeshita. Wait a minute, Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle with that big back suplex. Takeshita's down now. Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly into the fish hook. Shades of his old tag partner, Bobby Fish. Kyle O'Reilly. Tekla and Athena may not even get tagged into this one. O'Reilly's trying to tap him out with his knee bar. Tekla making the save. And drop kicking Kyle. Taking the cheap shot. Kyle O'Reilly back to his feet now, and Kyle getting Konosuke back to his feet now. Kyle O'Reilly, wait a minute. Guillotine. Aaron Stevens getting ejected might have actually been great for O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, is he going to pull this off here? Kyle O'Reilly's got this guillotine locked in. He's trying to choke out Takeshita. Konosuke Takeshita taking him down with a spine buster. And Takeshita says, nope, you're going to handle him. As here comes Tekla, who hits O'Reilly with a big boot. And the Toxic Spider getting fired up now. As now, here comes Athena into the mix. And Athena with a big knee strike, taking her down. Kicks out the leg now, does Athena. Grabbing the leg now, kicks out the leg of Tekla. And now Tekla's down here, Athena. Flying in, big drop kick there. Rolling Tekla over now, Athena has Tekla down, kick out from Tekla. Tekla now, thrown head first into the turnbuckle now, and Tekla scooped up here, Athena hitting her with a big body slam now. Athena going under the top rope now. And Athena, what is she thinking here? Athena went for a big elbow. Tekla out of the way now. And Tekla, spear! Into the cover now. Kyle O'Reilly gonna make the save. Tekla now getting Athena back to her feet. And Tekla with that swinging DDT that she used to beat Julia Hart, and now tag made. And Konosuke Takeshita's in. Does this make you feel like a big man, Takeshita? You feel like a big man for this? Does this make you feel proud? Athena's still kicking though. Takeshita came in ready to beat Athena for the win there. Intergender rules go. If the women can hit the men, then the hammer of justice is unisex, as Batman says. As now Tekla tagged back in, and a double team from Konosuke and Tekla for the 1, for the 2, for the 3. The Aaron Stevens family getting the win. Just like that, the Aaron Stevens family getting the win. Kyle O'Reilly, when he was in there with Takeshita, he had Takeshita scared. Kyle had Takeshita scared. And the Aaron Stevens family getting the win tonight. Our main event coming up in just a moment's time. Right, so this offer last week. I'm interested. Tell me about it. The Hurt Syndicate's looking to expand. And I've got my eyes on you. Only you. You were smart enough to break away from the Murder Machines when they sold out to Shane. I thought you were on the same side as Shane. I'm on the side that gets us championships and gets us money. But I'm also on the side of anyone who's got a brain and doesn't just do what someone tells them to. So, if you were to join the Hurt Syndicate, you're not just a henchman to me or to Bobby or to Shelton, no. You're on equal playing field to all of us. You're an investment for us, and we're an investment for you. You help us get our goals, we help you get yours. You want championships? Well, Hobbs, the Hurt Syndicate's got a qualifier for that 4-way ladder match for Allin. You work with us, I'll forfeit my spot to you, and you can be Shelton Benjamin's tag team partner. I'm interested. Let's do business. Let's do business. All right, it is main event time here on AEW Dynamite. Out first, the unhinged cowboy, Hangman Adam Page, making his way to the ring. So Hangman Page marching down to the ring tonight, looking to help save AEW from the Elite, from Shane McMahon, from people like that that are trying to ruin it. So, Hangman has made his way to the ring. And tonight he teams up with one of the most legendary tag teams of all time. Former AEW Tag Team Champions as well. Here they come. Edge and Christian making their way down to the ring. They were screwed out of the AEW Tag Team titles by Shane McMahon a number of months ago now at Revolution. Edge seemingly had Shane McMahon dog-walked back at Dynasty in the matchup that would have kicked Shane McMahon out of AEW. But then the Murder Machines, Lance Archer and Brian Cage, aligned themselves with the Elite. And now here come the Young Bucks, the AEW Tag Team Champions, the EVPs, to the ring. Matt and Nick here tonight in action on Dynamite. So, the Bucks making their way down to the ring. Let's do this. The Young Bucks have made their way to the ring. And they are teaming up. I can hardly believe it either. Competing on AEW Dynamite tonight, the WWE Champion, the greatest of all time, the Unseen 18, John Cena, making his way down to the ring. John Cena set for tag team action. Doesn't seem too thrilled to be teaming up with the Young Bucks tonight, though. But he said that because he wants to prove he is the greatest of all time, he is coming to any and all promotions that he feels like showing up in to stick it to whoever he feels like he needs to stick it to in the LS11 universe. Taking that WWE title with him. 43 weeks. That is how many weeks left we have of Season 7, which means that's how many weeks we have left of John Cena, as it is Matt Jackson and Hangman Page starting it out. Hangman going right after his former best friends. Now Matt ducking under him here, and Matt Jackson knocking him back now. Firing away at Hangman Page now, and Matt Jackson. Hold him, throws him across the ring, into the corner now. Big forearm strike. Taking him down here, hits the ropes. Of course, Edge has been a frequent nuisance to John Cena as of late, appearing on Raw to cost Cena big moment after big moment, and even costing him a tag match to himself and LA Knight a few weeks ago on Raw. That's the thing about there being no such thing as a forbidden door in the LS11 universe. You never know who's going to show up anywhere. This Hangman is just absolutely bodying Matt Jackson right now. Matt Jackson now tagging in Nick. And Nick Jackson now drops the elbow. Pops him into a drop kick, taking him down now. Hangman. Back here, forearm strike, taking down Matt Jackson. Taking him back up to his feet now. Oh, and what a lariat. Tag is made. Christian Cage is in. And now Christian Cage, AEW's Father of the Year. Taking him down here, and now Christian dropping the elbow on on Nick Jackson now. And Nick Jackson now, big hip toss to Christian. Into a big super kick off the jaw. And now, no, countered. Now Nick throws him across the ring, into the corner here, nobody home. And into a big drop kick. And Christian, oh my God! Christian with a dive to the outside. Big chop there from Nick Jackson. Now Nick Jackson, Northern Lights to Christian on the outside. We all know the Bucks will take a count out happily. At the count of 4 here. Count of 6 now, and Christian going into the top rope. 7 count. Christian leapfrogging over Nick Jackson now, and Christian, big drop kick there, taking him down. Tag made. Edge is in now, and Edge entering the mix now. Edge and Christian with Matt Jackson, or Nick Jackson rather. Now Edge taking him down here. Edge. Whoa, no. Edge getting caught now. Oh, Edge countering the package pile driver, though. Alabama slam from the Rated R Superstar. Edge putting the boots to him now. Taking him down here is Edge. And Christian and Hangman. With a big double team there, but now Nick knocking him back here. Tag made to Matt. Matt Jackson in. The Bucks not tagging in Cena yet. Big clothesline there. Edge going down again. Edge ducks under him, swings around. Edge. Edge getting knocked back now. Edge. Forearm strike. Turns him around now. And Edge kicking the midsection into execution. Now Edge going to look to wrap it up. Here we go. Edge looking for spear. taking him down into a cover now on Matt Jackson, saved by Cena. Now Hangman and Christian. Whoa, super kick to Edge. Tag is made, and here is John Cena. It happened once in Season 5, but now in Season 7, John Cena is wrestling on AEW Dynamite. And Edge taking him down now. Edge and Christian helping him out. Clothesline there from Cena now. Cena pops up and flipping Edge across the ring now. John Cena coming in hot now is Cena. Edge has got a hold of John Cena now, and Edge sweeps at the leg. Edge, here we go, telling Cena to get up. Edge looking for spear. Edge spearing Cena. The WWE Champion is down, saved by Matt Jackson. Oh, and Matt Jackson taking the cheap shot. And Edge now getting fired up here. Edge, no. Cena with a hip toss. And now Cena looking right at Hangman and Christian as well. Coming on the ropes. 5-knuckle shuffle. Taking down Edge. And now Cena with his greatest rival up on his shoulders. Edge countering. Edge. Dropkick takes him down. In comes Hangman. Here we go. Hangman Page and John Cena. Did you ever think you'd see this day? Into a big kick there. Hangman knocking him back now. Hangman, no. Cena countering, taking him down. John Cena now with Hangman Page. Here we go. Cena pops him up on the shoulders into attitude adjustment on Hangman. 1, 2, kick out from Adam Page. Hangman Page pops Cena up into a right hook now. Standing shooting star taking him down. And now Hangman Page. Big shot to John Cena now. Coming in. Ground and pound now on Cena. Hangman Page cutting Cena off from the Bucks now. But John Cena taking Hangman down again now. John Cena. I don't think Cena wants the Bucks back in here. Same way I don't know if Hangman wants Edge and Christian back in here. This is a generational clash between two men we never thought we'd see share a ring in John Cena and Hangman Adam Page. And now Hangman has Cena in position now. Hangman Page. Here we go. He's going to go for Buckshot Lariat. Whoa, wait, what the hell? There's Jay White. The AEW Champion. Blade Runner into the steps to Edge. We know Jay White and Bullock have had a deal with Shane and the Elite for a while now. And the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers are ambushing Christian on the other side of the ring. And will Hangman finally, after seeing all this go down, slides into a cover, but Cena picking out of the buckshot. I mean, he had like a solid 30 seconds there. As Hangman now is trying to fight off the Bucks. And John Cena ambushing him. John Cena dropping Hangman Adam Page now. Super kick. And John Cena now, with Bullet Club having done the dirty work for the Elite, and John Cena again. John Cena now with Hangman in the corner, and Hangman Page Oh no. Avalanche attitude adjustment. 1, 2, 3. John Cena and the Young Bucks win the main event of Dynamite. Hangman had dished out the buckshot before Bullet Club ambushed Edge and Christian. And then Nick Jackson got that cheap shot in with the super kick. Dazed Hangman. Cena nailed the Avalanche AA. That's going to do it. Thank you all for watching AEW Dynamite this week. I will see you all for TNA Impact tomorrow because my week never ends now. Until next time, everybody, I've been your favorite content machine. And that was Universe. Special thanks to $10 and above Patreon backers, JJ Gyllenhaal, Tech Nizzle, Harry Willetts, and Jeremy Bird. Patreon is the best place to support me directly, and you get main event, Honor Club, Let's Play content, early access to side videos from other channels, and more.